So you want to get into cybersecurity, and the role that keeps showing up on job boards, SOC analyst. It's the most common entry point and it makes sense. But let me be real with you here. The job is not what you think, especially in the first 90 days. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what the role actually looks like, not just from theory, but from trenches. If you're serious about breaking in, this is the stuff you won't hear in certification courses. So let's dive in. Now, before we go deep, let me give you some context here. I've been in IT and cybersecurity for over 10 years. I didn't start out as a SOC analyst. I've worked mainly as a security engineer. That means I've been the guy setting up the platforms, tuning up detections, building visibility, and working closely with SOC teams to make sure the tools actually help them. And through my academy, CyberXL, we have helped a ton of IT professionals make the transition to cybersecurity, especially blue team roles. So I've seen this from both angles, what new analysts go through and what companies actually need from them. All right, let's start with what your days will most likely look like, and that's alert triage. You're not diving into elite threat hunts right away. You're logging in and reviewing dozens of alerts, sometimes maybe hundreds of alerts, and most of them straight up noise. But here's the problem. You cannot just ignore them because the real threats are buried in that noise. Each alert could take you anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour to review properly. You're going through logs, checking previous cases, maybe correlating with threat intel feeds, all that sort of stuff. And while you're doing that, management is watching metrics like MTDD, mean time to detect, and MTTR, mean time to respond. These aren't just buzzwords. They're how your team tracks whether the SOC is barely surviving or actually performing. But here's the thing. Before I walk you through what your first 90 days actually look like in a SOC role, there's something we have to talk about because it's the question everyone keeps asking, especially right now. Is AI going to replace SOC analysts? Short answer, no. Long answer, let's break it down. AI and automation are already in the SOC and they're here to stay. They help summarize alerts, pull in context, generate reports, even draft detection rules. And yes, large language models are now being embedded in SOAR platforms, SIEMs, and even ticketing tools. But here's the key. AI doesn't replace human judgment. It cannot weigh business impact. It doesn't know your environment's context. So AI isn't replacing analysts, but analysts who know how to use AI, they will replace the ones who don't. That's the shift that we're seeing right now. Now, once you understand that AI is a tool, not a threat, you're ready to understand what the real journey looks like. Now, let's walk through what I've seen in most companies when it comes to onboarding. And again, this is a general picture. Every organization is different, guys. Some throw you in a day one, others keep you in training for months. But here's the realistic breakdown. First month, training mode. You're not touching alerts yet. You're going through internal training platforms, learning the company's processes, policies, compliance obligations, and tooling. SIEM, EDR, SOAR, VPN, cloud telemetry, DNS logs, email gateways, firewalls, all of that. You're also learning the chain of command, shift handover, escalation protocols. You're just trying to keep up. The second month, it's shadowing mode. Now you're sitting next to senior analysts and watching how they do it. You're watching them triage alerts, open tickets, escalate incidents, write reports, all that sort of stuff. You're starting to learn what's noise, what's suspicious, and what's worth digging into. You might be assigned small triage tasks like reviewing phishing alerts or low-risk endpoint events, but you're not the primary on any cases yet. The third month, you start handling basic alerts. By now, you're starting to take action, I guess. You're handling low to medium severity alerts like brute force login attempts, basic malware analysis and malware detections, blocked outbound traffic, all that sort of stuff, small things. You're logging cases, tagging alerts, escalating where needed, and following playbooks. You might even start creating basic KQL, SPL queries in the SIEM or building dashboards. Some organizations will introduce you to threat hunting at this stage as well, but it's usually structured, guided, and limited to known techniques. Now, while all that sounds structured, Real life inside a SOC is messy, guys, and there are some real pain points no one warns you about. And I'm going to talk about those in the next section. Here are the 5 challenges that hit most new analysts hard. First one is alert fatigue. Most alerts are false positive, but you need to still go through all the alerts that you have. They still take time, and reviewing them drains your energy fast. It's boring and repetitive. Second one is blind spots. If you don't have any logs, there will be no investigations, right? If your environment is missing endpoint visibility, DNS or proxy or firewall logs, you feel like you're investigating blindfolded. You'll know something happened, but not what or how bad. You have no idea what's going on. And that's the worst thing that could happen to you. Third one is tool overload. You're jumping between 6 different platforms all day. SIEM, EDR, SOAR, threat intelligence feeds, ticketing system, Slack, Microsoft Teams, firewalls. It's mentally exhausting. One alert might touch 4 or 5 tools. And the fourth one is governance delays. Even if you spot something urgent, you might not have the power to act. You'll often need approvals, change raised by IT team, sign off from the management, and that wait can be painful. And the last one is speed versus accuracy. If you go too fast, you miss details. Too slow, you fall behind and miss SLAs. So you need to find that sweet spot. You shouldn't take your time with those alerts, let's say 60 minutes or 90 minutes, but at the same time, you need to make sure that you're fast. Finding the balance takes time and good mentorship. But once you push through those first few months, things start to click for you. It will be easy for you. If you're thriving after 90 days, here is what it looks like. You're triaging alerts confidently in one domain, like phishing, endpoint, or network. You have helped write or improve detection rule. You're contributing to internal documentation, maybe even writing playbooks. You flag visibility gaps or help map data sources in all those kind of things. You understand the team's KPIs and you're working toward improving them. You're getting better at them. And at the same time, you're giving back to your team, helping the next new hire, maybe answering questions, being reliable. That's when you're no longer just learning. You're a valuable part of the team and you're contributing to the business. Now, before we wrap up, let me give you one powerful tip. If you're serious about landing a SOC role, you need to understand the MITRE attack framework. This isn't just theory, guys. It's just how most mature security operation centers think about threats and detections. You'll see terms like T1059 or T1027, all those codes inside MITRE attack framework. You're going to see these key terms in alerts, in your EDR platform, rules, and threat reports. MITRE gives you the language to describe attacker behavior from initial access all the way to persistence or exfiltration. Even if you don't memorize every technique in MITRE attack framework, that's fine. You just need to understand how attackers operate, and that will give you a mental map to investigate things better. Trust me, learn MITRE attack early on because it's going to make everything else make more sense for you. Look, a SOC analyst role isn't sexy, but it builds the foundation for your cyber career. You'll develop speed, pattern recognition, judgment, and most importantly, context. You'll learn how attackers behave in the real world and how defenders respond. That knowledge, guys, will carry you whether you go into incident response, engineering, threat intelligence, whatever's next. Now, if this gave you a clearer picture of what a SOC analyst really looks like, hit that subscribe button and share this video with your friends.